story time about my girls' trip to Vegas that went horribly wrong and then ended with me being cussed out by your guys' favorite rapper and then being robbed for thousands of dollars by the end of this fucking trip. So to protect the identity of everybody in this situation, I will be using code names clearly, but we're gonna start off with 4 girls, okay? Myself being one of the girls, obviously. So the 4 girls are myself, my cousin, we're gonna call this girl Pebbles, and then we're gonna call my bestie who was on this trip, we're just gonna call her Bestie, just to make things simple. So it's my cousin's graduation from college. Obviously it's a huge thing. I want to celebrate it. We love celebrating. So of course this is a huge achievement, right? You're graduating from college. Of course we have to go on a girls trip, and of course it just makes sense to go to fucking Vegas because why not? So I set up everything for this trip. I set up the room. I have a plug that will get us free rooms. I have like all the situations set up. So pretty much we don't have to spend any of our own money. So I'm planning pretty much this trip 100% by myself. And my cousin, she brings Pebbles, which is her best friend, and then I bring my bestie to this trip, okay? Obviously we had a group chat with all 4 of us in it, just discussing the trip and like what our itinerary was, whatever. The day comes, we all have different flights. So me and Bestie have one flight, and then Pebbles and cousin have the same flight. So we all land at different times though. So me and Bestie land pretty early in the day. My cousin and Pebbles, they land a little bit later than us. And then while me and my bestie are getting dressed to go to dinner, I get a text from my cousin and Pebbles in the group chat. And they said, hey, we're gonna stop at this Jamaican food spot for dinner because we haven't ate all day. So I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, no worries, we'll see you guys when we see you, like no rush, we'll all link up to go out later that night. So it just so happened, I'm gonna call my friend Ace. So my homeboy Ace that just happened to be out there the same time as me is out there doing his thing, whatever. And he hit me and was like, hey, do you wanna go get dinner with my friends? He had a group of friends that were out in Vegas, and they just happened to be staying at the same hotel as like our whole group. So I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever. So we all link up for dinner. So it's me and Bestie and then Ace and all his homeboys or whatever. And Ace, he's a little bit of a baller, whatever. So he rented out like this whole area of like the restaurant that we were at. So time goes by and we're enjoying the dinner with Ace and his friends and me and Bestie. We're just having drinks, we're eating. We've been there for a minute at this point and my cousin still hasn't pulled up to the hotel. By the time she gets there, I tell her, hey, come meet me at this restaurant. I'll give you the hotel key so that you can go up to the room and just, you know, get ready so that we can go out later tonight. My cousin hits me and she's like, hey, I'm outside. So I meet them outside of the restaurant and I give them the key. Pebbles fixes her mouth to say, oh, so you guys are just gonna go out to dinner and not tell us anything? And I'm like, girl, y'all have food in your hand. Y'all went to a Jamaican spot by yourselves. Like, I can't help that you chose to do something different. And she's like, well, why wouldn't you tell us that you guys were going out to eat at a nice restaurant and you know, like you guys rented out like a whole area of the restaurant and you didn't even tell us, like we would have rather have did that. So I proceed to tell her like, oh girl, like, you know, it is what it is. You guys, you know, it was last minute. Had I known that you guys were gonna take that long, you know, you guys wouldn't have even made it in time. Like it was just like a coincidence that my friend was out here and we all just went to dinner last minute. Mind you, Pebbles I have only known for like less than a year. Like I had seen her maybe once or twice in passing with my cousin, but like I didn't know her like that. She's not my friend, she is my cousin's best friend. So like for you to even start talking to me like that, red flag already. And it's not even day 1, it's hour 1 of this girls trip. So my cousin kind of intervenes and she's like, you know, whatever, it's cool. Like, we're gonna go upstairs and get dressed. You know, I wish you guys would have invited us, whatever. I guess I could have said something in the group chat. But y'all were already like 2 hours later. We had already been at the restaurant for like 2 hours. So it's like, girl, there's nothing we could do. Anyways, dinner ends. Me and Bestie go upstairs to our hotel room with Pebbles and my cousin to, you know, go out for the night. Mind you guys, this is night 1. And let me say this too, actually. I got us such a beautiful hotel room. So clean, luxurious. There was 2 different wings of this hotel room, okay? Not even to like flex, but like my friends that have traveled with me before and we go out like on trips, I'd be making sure we have all the nice shit, okay? When I'm planning it, I make sure everyone has their own room, everyone's comfortable, everyone has their own situation, okay? So as we're getting dressed, Pebbles fixes her mouth to say again, this room is dirty. This room looks so dirty. Like, who booked this room? And I'm like, girl, what do you mean who? This is a 5-star hotel and we're in a huge fucking suite, okay? This isn't like, oh, one of the basic rooms, 2 bed, 1 bath. This is a big ass suite, okay? So I'm just kind of ignoring her. I'm just like, whatever. Once we go out, hopefully the energy changes, and we, you know, I won't hear her mouth. We get in our Uber to go to Dre's, and if you know Dre's, that's like the best club in Vegas. It's my favorite club. I always go there every time I go. It's just such a vibe. I love just everything there. So we get into Dre's, and of course, Pebbles and my cousin. Pebbles tells my cousin, oh, you know, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let's go to the bathroom, right? And so I'm like, oh, I don't need to go to the bathroom. Like, y'all can go, right? So my cousin was like, okay, we'll be back. We're gonna go to the bathroom as we're in the club, right? So they walk off. They go to the bathroom. Me and Bestie are just peeping out the scene. We're walking up, looking cute, whatever. And obviously, as I expected, because they were like, oh, like we don't know anybody's booth, instantly, as soon as we walk in, within the next like first 5 minutes, somebody comes up to us and is like, hey, I am such and such's producer or assistant or something, and he would love for you guys to come to the artist booth. He's about to perform, you know, and hang out with us for the night. Okay, cool. But I had already told the assistant, I was like, hey, I have 2 other girls with me. I have my cousin and I have her best friend. So just make sure that there's enough room for all 4 of us. And she goes, oh, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry. You guys are all good. Just like, you know, let me know when your cousin and her friend get out the bathroom, right? So I text the group chat with all 4 of us and I'm like, hey, we're gonna go to the artist booth. Let me know when you guys get out of the bathroom so I can grab you. And then this is when my cousin started to act a little bit weird. So she texts the group chat and she goes, why would you leave us? Why would you leave us knowing that we just went to the bathroom? How could you leave us? I'm like, girl, we didn't leave you. I just told you when you get out the bathroom, let me know. I'm gonna have the girl come down and get you guys so we can all sit together. Like, what's not clicking? So as I told them, when they got out of the bathroom, the assistant went down and grabbed the girls so that they can come to the artist booth and sit with all of us. Okay, great. However, my cousin and Pebbles both seemed like they had a little bit of an attitude, okay? You know when you're like texting somebody, you're texting your friend, but you guys are texting like when you're next to each other, like it's like you're gossiping about the situation? That's what was going on. I could clearly tell my cousin was texting Pebbles talking shit about me, okay? But the night goes on. We all are drinking. We're all having fun. The like they're ordering like all these like Don Julio bottles, like 1942, like bottles, right? So obviously at that point, the energy has definitely changed. Everyone's in a great mood. We're all having fun. The vibe is perfectly fine. The rapper that we were with got off of his set and he's chilling with us. We're all having fun, talking, dancing, drinking, whatever. So then Pebbles comes up to me while we're in the booth. She's like, hey, I'm gonna try to, you know, mess with the rapper. I'm gonna try to see, you know, what's up with him. Y'all, not even 3 minutes into her saying that, I hear the rapper tell me, oh, it's a dead body. Your friend's a dead body. I'm like, what? I look to my left and I see Pebbles asleep in the booth nodding off, but as she's nodding off, she is violently throwing up on herself, on the table, on her shoes, on all the guys' shoes, on the rapper's shoes. She's just throwing up on everything inside of the ice bucket, okay, at the freaking table. What happens next? The rapper takes out his phone and he starts recording my friend throwing up on herself with the flash on. And this is the end of part 1. Who the fuck did I go to? Part two. Okay, so we left off. We are in the club at Dre's in Vegas. At this point, we're all having fun. The vibe has definitely changed. Everyone's having a good time, right? Okay, cool. Pebbles had told me she's gonna try to mess with the rapper. I said, okay, girl, do your big one, right? Okay, cool. So 3 minutes after she says, I'm gonna, try to mess with the rapper taps me and says, hey, like, your friend is a dead body, your friend's a dead body, right? Okay, we get that part. I look over and her head is literally in between her legs and she's throwing up everywhere, right? As she's doing this, Meek Mill had started to perform, like, as the next artist, the opening, whatever. So Meek Mill's starting to perform and this is all going on at one time. So it's like completely chaotic. Like, I can't hear anybody, but I can just see what's going on and I have vomit on my feet, right? And my bestie was not the one who was vomiting. It was Pebbles, okay? I don't know if that got lost in translation. It was Pebbles. So my bestie taps my cousin and she says, hey, Pebbles is over here throwing up. Like, you need to get her. You need to get her. So y'all, my cousin is like just ignoring us at this point. She's recording. Meek Mill is up there playing Dreams and Nightmares. And then in the background, the rapper is recording my friend Pebbles throwing up all over everybody, right? So it was so bad at this point that my bestie got out of the booth and she went to go grab a security guard and said, hey, like, we need help. Our friend is like blackout drunk. She cannot move. Like, she can't even stand. And as my bestie is talking to the security guard, I'm talking to the rapper and I'm telling him to stop filming her. Like, stop filming, like putting my hand up. And like, it got to the point where I like hit the phone out of his hand, like smashed, like, wadded his phone. And he's like, don't touch my phone, don't, like going off, right? So after I did that, obviously we are not welcome in the booth. They are telling us to leave, right? My bestie is still trying to convince the security guard to come help us so we can leave. And I am like arguing back and forth with the rapper and I'm trying to pick up Pebbles from the floor pretty much to pull her out of the booth. But then I noticed, where is cousin at? Where is cousin at? This is her friend. So you guys, I look to my right and cousin is already standing outside of the booth, just looking at us, just watching us pick her up. Because at this point, Bestie had came back into the booth and we're both trying to pick her up. As we're being yelled at by everybody in the whole section, like everyone's yelling at us to get out, calling us names and all this crazy stuff, like super duper embarrassing. And we're still being recorded by hella people with the flash on. It was just like so chaotic. And then on top of it, this is not even my friend. Like, why should I have to leave when I'm having fun because of this situation? But honestly, she was so messed up to the point where it was like, I had to leave. Like, my cousin would not be able to take care of her by herself. And the freaking security guards were like, oh, you guys need to figure it out on your own. You guys need to figure it out on your own or call 911. So I kid you guys not, as me and Bestie picked up this girl and we're dragging her out of the club, mind you, we have to go downstairs. We have to do hella shit to get out of the club. Cousin is just like, well, what do you want me? I'm like looking at her like, help me. And she's like, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I can't do anything either. I can't do anything either. And I'm like, oh my, I'm literally about to like crash out right now. We are finally outside of the club, okay? So we're outside of the club waiting for the truck to come pick us up. But as we are walking out of the club, Pebbles is falling on herself, like falling so hard on her face, on her hands. Like as we're, and then cousin is walking hella far in front of us. It's literally me and Bestie carrying her outside as she's stumbling. People are following us, taking videos of us, like laughing at the situation. And then on top of it, she was still throwing up so badly that no truck would actually take us. We like missed 3 trucks. So we had stood outside of the club for a good probably like 45 minutes because nobody wanted to give us a ride. Finally, we get a ride. She stops throwing up long enough so that we can actually get into a truck to go back to our hotel, right? So we get back to the hotel. It was dead silent. Nobody's saying anything because everybody's so fucking pissed. Like I was fuming, like so annoyed, but it's like I can't really be too annoyed because we got to make sure Pebbles is good first before I really crash out the way that I want to. We finally pull up to our hotel. We get up to the room. We get Pebbles changed and she lays on the couch. And then I decide like I'm done with the night. Like I'm not even trying to do anything anymore at this point, right? However, cousin, she goes, oh, well, I know somebody out here, so I'll leave. I'll see you guys later. So she just leaves, right? How are you just gonna leave? And this is your friend that ruined our whole night. And then you're just gonna go and like go have your fun after the night was just totally ruined. And that completely pissed me off. And this is only, mind you, night 1 of this 3 or 4 day girls trip. I was so furious, and everyone's an adult, so I can't just tell my cousin, no, you can't leave, you need to stay with your friend. Or if anything, me and Bestie should be the one leaving, and you should be staying here looking out for your friend to make sure she doesn't die. So whatever, cousin leaves, she makes her own plans, and she's out of the hotel. So it's just me, Pebbles, Bestie sitting in the hotel room, and I'm just reflecting over the whole night. And meanwhile, Pebbles is knocked out. She has no clue what's going on. So me and Bestie are like, F it. We watch some episodes of Grey's Anatomy at this point, and we knock out in our room. It's the next morning at this point. Me and Bestie woke up, but you know when you're awake, but you're not really awake, you're just kind of like scrolling on your phone in the dark. So that's what we're doing. We're not talking, we're just scrolling on Instagram or whatever we're doing at the time, right? And then we hear a little knock on the door. And who is it? None other than Pebbles. Pebbles wakes up, and I'm not kidding you guys, she is in a great mood. She is like laughing. She's like, good morning, you guys. Let's go downstairs and get breakfast. I feel so good. Last night was so fun. Da 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 da. What? So I'm getting ready to say what really happened and break it down to her, because obviously she was so lit. She has no recollection of anything that happened, how she even got home at this point. But as I'm getting ready to break the news to her, I hear Bestie in the background listening to some video on a loop. It just sounds like she's watching the same video on a loop. So I'm kind of like, what are you watching? And Bestie just doesn't even say anything. She just puts her phone on the bed for all of us to see what she's looking at. What was the video of, you may ask? Well, the video was a clip that had gotten posted on the Shade Room, and this video had about probably like 50,000 views at the time. And in this video, you guys, it shows Pebbles throwing up all over the table, and it also shows the rapper trying to take off Pebbles' wig. He's trying to pull it off of her. And in the video, you can also see me and the other girls trying to pick up Pebbles to get her out of the booth, and then you see me also like swatting the rapper's hand to try to stop the video from being, filmed. Y'all, it was so silent in that hotel room as we were watching that video. Could have heard a needle drop in that bitch, because it was so quiet and it was so awkward. Immediately, like once I noticed her reaction, obviously she's so devastated, I immediately like try to comfort her. I'm like, you know what, do not sweat it, like it is what it is, what's done is done, like, but maybe you should go home, because this is a lot, like this is gonna ruin your whole time here. Like, me and Bestie told Pebbles, like, don't claim that it's you, just let them watch it, let it be posted, but you don't have to say that that's you. That could just be any random ass girl on the internet. Just don't claim responsibility. Like, she immediately starts replying to the comments on the Shade Room saying, that's me, that I'm the girl, y'all. And then this girl goes on Instagram live and starts talking about the whole night. And as she's going live, her live starts going super viral. Like there's literally like 5,000 or 10,000 people that immediately join her live to see what she's talking about. So at this point, we are telling her, get off of Instagram live. Like, you are making yourself look so crazy. You're trying to like defend yourself, but there's nothing to defend. When I tell you guys, she ran out of the room and runs to the other side of this giant ass hotel and locks herself in the bathroom for like an hour, and is continuously going on live, trying to talk about what happened, just trying to get clout off of the whole situation, which was embarrassing for everybody in the group. So we're watching her Instagram live from the other room, and her mom enters the live. Like, they're both on the video screen talking, and the mom goes, well, why weren't the bitches you were with helping you? Who are the bitches? So at this point, cousin re-enters the scene. She's back in the hotel room with all of us. So now the vibe has become Bad Girls Club. It's us two against them two at this point, because everyone's mad at us and we're mad at them. So Bestie was just like, let's just let bygones be bygones. Let's just continue on. This is only day 2 of this trip. We still have like 3 more days with each other. Let's just make amends. Okay, cool. I'm fine with it. But did you think that that was the end of the trip? You think that was the end of the drama? No, we're getting to the part where I get robbed. So stay tuned for part 3.